Buenas noches, mi nombre es Guadalupe Ruiz. Soy una estudiante del programa de literatura familiar de Springdale, donde aprendemos inglés y vamos a la clase con nuestros hijos. Las clases son de 8 a 11 en la mañana. Hacemos una atenta invitación a todos los padres que quieran involucrarse en nuestro programa para aprender inglés. Gracias.
Just real quick, she's a student here at Joe Kelly Middle School. If you notice, we've had 6th graders, 7th graders in this building. We also have preschool in this building, and we also have adults in this building. So if there's anyone that's interested to learn more English, you can go to some of the office and find more information out on our Toyota literacy class.
Feel free to pull that out when you're speaking. Shall we dance? Welcome. My name is Janice Bankson, and I'm one of the band directors here at J.O. Kelly, and we are really excited. This is the very first concert for these students, and we're so glad that you came out to join us. So tonight is really a celebration of their successes, and it's a memory that we hope that they'll hold dear for the rest of their lives. So thank you so much for being part of our audience. So please acknowledge our students' hard work by turning off your cell phones so you can really pay attention to everything they're doing. And if you have a small child that gets restless, please feel free to take them into the band room to calm them down and bring them back. Thank you.
Bienvenidos a todos en esta noche al primer concierto del banda de Joe Kelly. La señora Desbisti es la directora del banda. También que nos quiero recordar a padres si tienen un celular, si pueden ponerlo apagado. Y si un niño comienza a llorar, por favor, si pueden llevarlos por el lado. Hay salones allá que se pueden calmar y pueden regresar para atrás. Y también vamos a escuchar el trabajo que ellos hicieron todo este año hasta hoy, estos niños, los hijos de ustedes.
Before we start our program, I'd like to give you some perspective on just how far we've come. So let me take you way back to August. Do you remember getting those instruments and all the excitement? Well, when we first learned to play, we started making a tone on just the mouthpieces. And if you would have come into the band room and heard the woodwinds, you would have heard them practicing something like this.
Queremos recordar en agosto. ¿Cuántos recuerdan cuando llevaron instrumentos para casa y cómo sonaron? Los sonaron muy bien, ¿verdad? Vamos a escuchar.
Ready? And.
Instrument and let you hear what we sound like now. We'll start with the highest instrument
Well, now it's time to put our full band together and make some real and exciting music. Our first piece was written by Paul Murtha, and it's our first concert piece. You're going to hear lots of energy and excitement in the students as they perform this march. Please feel free to tap your toes as we play Forward March.
Ya llegó la hora a poner toda esta música junto ahora y van a tocar un canto que se llama del señor Pablo Paz y van a escuchar unos cantos y pueden poner tu pie con la música.
One, two, ready, and. Springdale High School, Mr. Russell Robinson. I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but he's at the high school, and the students will see him when they get to high school. From George Junior High, working with our horn and percussion section, Mr. Mike Echols. Can you give us a wave over there? And working with the low brass, that's our tubas, baritones, trombones, Mr. Chris Moore. And at this time, I'd like to recognize some of our high-achieving band students. Our program has a pass-off system from our band book, and each of these students has performed the required lines from the first band book, Mastering the Lessons. So students, please move your stands forward and scoot back so they can come up front and be recognized. I'll let you say that and I'll say the names.
Rápido, quiero nomás dar gracias al señor Robinson, que es de la High School del Bulldog, para ayudar aquí también con los estudiantes. También queremos dar gracias al señor Echols, es el maestro de George, que viene a ayudar también. El señor Mr. Moore, también que viene a ayudar aquí con los estudiantes. Sin ellos no podían hacer trabajo aquí con los estudiantes. En esta hora queremos dar conocimiento a los niños que terminaron los libros. Niños tienen 2 libros para terminar en un año y unos niños ya terminaron, cumplieron un año con el libro rojo o el azul, pero van a terminar la siguiente el resto del año.
Josiah Womack, please come down up front. Haley Miller. Zachary. Maria Sanchez. Grant James. Miguel Martinez. Candace Williams. Eddie Kahn. Ethan Moore. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ethan Moore is coming from the back of the band. And that is it. Congratulations. Our next piece, African Noel, takes its main melody from a Liberian folk song. You can find many arrangements of this tune on YouTube or on the internet. And this melody is simple but compelling. I think you'll hear how much the students enjoy playing African Noel.
La siguiente canto sale de África Noel y van a conocer por qué los niños cantan a tocar esto, porque tiene un ritmo con ella.
I'd like to take a couple of moments to share with you about our next performance opportunity, and it's a Region Solo and Ensemble. It's going to be an after-school field trip for students on Friday, February 27th. This is an opportunity for the students to go play for a judge. They get feedback on how they can improve, feedback on their playing, and they get a rating. If they get a rating of a 1 or a 2, that's like an A or B, they get a medal. So we're hoping that we can have a lot of students participate. We'll have solos and small ensembles. This is a big step for beginners, so I thought you might be interested in 2 short videos. They're less than 2 minutes each that some of our past students made about this event. The first video you're going to see is students reflecting after the event And you notice that a lot of them are wearing medals and they're talking about their experience at Solo Ensemble.
Van a enseñar un video del pasado estudiantes y estos niños aquí tienen una cita que es el 26 de febrero en el distrito, que van a ir a frente del juez y van a tocar, y si el niño gana 1 o 2 es como una A y pueden recibir medallas también, y más son consejos que pueden hacer para hacer más mejor, sigue tocando bandas. So, vamos a mirar estos 2 videos.
Very funny, exciting experience, and it's hard work, but at the end, it's all worth it.
Ensemble because when you played in front of the judges, they told you what you can do better and what you can do.
Guys, don't be worried. It's really fun, and you get to hang out with your friends too.
Perfect. Did you have fun? Yeah. Did you win a lot of medals? Excellent.
Although, don't get nervous. The judges are really nice, and you probably get a medal. It was fun to get a medal because you knew that you made it.
I thought it was going to be really bad, but it turned out to be really fun instead.
Nervous at first, and then when I got done with it, I got a medal for it.
Don't be nervous and have a great time.
It was fun because I got to hang out with my friends, and the judges told us what we needed to work on. They told me that I did good on my vibrato, and when I heard that, I got very emotional. Friends getting to hang out while just playing everything.
Opportunity to learn from your mistakes and be with your friends.
And you don't just sit down and wait. You can go to concession stand and have fun. You know, between your songs.
Hang out with my friends.
That's really fast. And I'm like, I love solo.
It's really fun. Don't be scared. Just get through it.
As hard as I expected, the judges weren't really rude.
Guys, well, don't be nervous. Just play the right notes. You'll have fun and give it all you got.
I like Solo Ensemble because it was fun. Yeah, my dad chaperone.
So I hope that encourages some of our students. The second video is a short video that some of our classes prepared last spring to kind of get the enthusiasm going. And it was well received. The guy who hosted it at Westport, he actually So that's our next project. So please encourage your students to sign up for solo and ensemble, so we'll be starting to work on that tomorrow in class. We're going to move on now, and this is your chance for audience participation. So we're going to try something new. So I hope you'll go with me on this. At Kelly, we're always looking for opportunities to take advantage of an opportunity for students to learn and have that hands-on experience. So when I was thinking about tonight, I thought, wouldn't it be great if our tubas experienced a standing ovation with a crowd shouting, bravo. So I looked up what bravo means, and in the 17th century in Italy, when performers were performing really spectacular, the word bravo means job well done. The audience would stand up, they would clap, and they would say, bravo, bravo. And they still do it in operas today. So what we're going to do is ask for some audience participation, because this next piece is going to feature our tuba section. So we're going to practice right now. So, I'm going to say that and then we'll practice.
Sí, vamos a necesitar la ayuda de ustedes en esta siguiente parte, ¿ok? Los tubos van a tocar y bravo quiere decir buen trabajo. So la directora va a necesitar la ayuda de todos ustedes cuando ellos van a tocar en este momento.
Okay, so now remember, the only word you shout is bravo. There's no whistling or anything, it's just bravo, bravo. So everybody's going to stand. You ready? Everybody stand? 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 Okay, clap. Thank you so much. And you can use that bravo thing anytime you go to a concert. They'll love it. Okay, on tuba, we have Carlos, Armando, Jairo, Ortega, Jasmine, Eddie, Jerry, Bruno, Guadalupe, Mojin, and Dominic. Yay! At this point, I'd like to remind everybody we do have student photos for sale over here in your book too. And I'd like to give Mr. Mike Eccles a chance to come and speak to you about being in the George Band. I know it seems early, but the students are actually starting to think about their schedules for next year. So I know he's going to tell you about some great things.
Good evening. Wasn't that outstanding? Let's give them another hand. Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to share with you, this is just a taste of the future. As I looked on the video, I saw students that are at George, and they're pursuing music, and on their horns, they're singing. We have 622 students at George, and over 500 are in music.
En la escuela George tiene más de 600 estudiantes y más de 500 están envueltos en música.
We had our first graduate in music education in band last year, Kyle Corneliuson. We have another one that's about to graduate, Jamie Stuckey, who is student teaching at another school this year in Springdale.
Tenemos dos estudiantes que van a estar graduando ya. Tenemos un estudiante que va a entrar a ser maestro ya en la escuela de aquí de Springdale.
We had a student that sat right here at Kelly Middle School a few years ago, and this Sunday will perform as the featured guest soloist with the Arkansas Symphony in Little Rock. Rachel Lewis.
Oh, wow. Rachel Lewis, un estudiante que estaba aquí en Joe Kelly. Ella va a presentar con el Arkansas Symphony en Little Rock el domingo. Presentar con ellos.
This past year, for the first time in 68 years in Arkansas, the George Band traveled to Chicago for 5 days. They performed performances on the way to Chicago. They went to over 12 museums and events, and they played 2 world premiere performances for over 20,000 people from 30 different countries.
68 años, la primera vez la escuela George fueron a Chicago a hacer un concierto. Más de 20,000 personas diferentes nacionales escucharon este equipo que tocaron. Qué bienvenido que fueron a hacer eso.
So at Kelly, and then George, and then Springdale, then there's college. And so this brings opportunity, and for you parents, you need to understand that the lowest paid scholarship that any of our Springdale High School students received last year paid $22 an hour in college.
La música comienza aquí, después de George, después la Bulldog, Springdale y después la universidad. Un estudiante que puede recibir menos de $22 la hora a tocar música.
So go and play in college with your friends. And I didn't share what some of those other scholarships paid up to $128 an hour, playing their horns with good kids in a good environment and majoring in whatever they want to. And so we want to encourage your kids to play at George, Springdale, and then in college.
También uno puede recibir como 125 la hora a tocar. La cosa es que ellos queden ahorita en banda, a George y después a Springdale, universidad, porque queremos que ellos avanzar en el futuro de música.
We'd like to thank all the teachers and thank Ms. Ford and for being here tonight. Many of them are musicians. They played in school, and it's just a wonderful opportunity. Our principal said this: music is the pillar of our school.
Quiero dar gracias a los maestros que están aquí, la directora, Ms. Ford también, porque ellos son aquí de esta escuela, y también la directora dijo una vez que la pilar de la música es la escuela.
Thank you. So in 2 weeks, the students will be filling out their schedules. Please make sure that they put band on their schedule. And we are looking forward to them being in the George Band. Music is the purpose in life.
En 2 semanas, estos niños van a estar llenando el schedule para George Junior High. Hablan con ellos que se queden en banda para el siguiente año. Bueno, qué bueno. Nomás recordar, hay los fotos y los libros que están vendiendo y que necesitan para comprar.
Still not convinced? Let me throw some stats at you. Do you know that if your children are involved in music education, and more specifically band, they score higher in the ACT by 14%. They score higher in the SAT by 57 points on the math portion, 43 points on the verbal portion. They graduate with a higher graduation rate. They have a higher GPA. Students who are involved in band have the lowest lifelong drug abuse rate, the lowest lifelong alcohol abuse rate. Students who are involved in band have a 92% greater chance of getting a bachelor's degree, 63% greater chance of getting a master's degree, and 32% greater chance of getting a doctorate degree. You know what the doctorate degree rate in this country is? It's less than 7% unless you're in band. Do you know what the degree rate is in this country? It's 16% in a suburban area, 24% in an urban area, unless you're in band. I don't know where your children are going to go, and I don't know what they're going to do, but they're going to be better at it if they're a part of the band. Pick up any instrument and do the best you can, be part of the band.
Thank you so much. Our final piece is Tango Bells. It's a unique version of the popular holiday tune Jingle Bells. The tango originated in Argentina and was so popular of a dance that it spread worldwide. And so the tango you see now is a blend of African, British, Italian, Polish, Russian, and Spanish cultures. This is Tango Bells. Remember that?
El final canto que van a presentar se llama Tango Bell, como el canto de Navidad Jingle Bell, y este canto tiene diferentes pedazos de latinos, de, what was that again?
Russian, Polish.
Russia, Polish,
British. That's all I can remember.
No sé qué más. Vamos a escuchar.
Mr. Ready? The best students in the world. Thank you. Good night. God bless.
Gracias por todo lo que hacen para nuestros niños, estudiantes. son los más profunditos de todo el mundo.